Today we'll be taking a look at the Aeolian Mode. Welcome back to this in-depth series on the major scale modes. If you missed the Introduction to Modes lesson I put out at the beginning of this series, I talked about how I view modes from brightest to darkest, and last week we looked at the Dorian mode, and this week is all about the Aeolian mode. But before I get into this, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of these mode lessons. The Aeolian mode is a minor mode, meaning it has a minor chord as its root chord. Aeolian's formula is 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7. In the key of C, that would be C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. Aeolian is more commonly referred to as the natural minor scale, and this is often one of the first scales that musicians learn. And just like I covered with the Ionian mode or the major scale, it's often hard to differentiate this from the natural minor scale. Often in minor keys, though, you'll raise that flat 7 to a major 7 as part of like a 5 chord. And that's coming from harmonic minor. And it's pretty common to mix natural, harmonic, and melodic minor scales together when you're writing in minor keys. But if we treat Aeolian more like I did the other modes and just stick within it, we can get a little bit more of a modal sound that's different from just playing in a minor key. The most important note in Aeolian is the minor 6 or the flat 6. This is the note that differentiates Aeolian from Dorian, as well as all of the major modes I've already covered, Lydian, Ionian, and Mixolydian. The other important note in Aeolian is the minor third, which gives Aeolian that minor sound. If I play C Aeolian over a C drone and focus on that minor third and minor sixth, you'll start to hear this Aeolian sound. And this is where the modes really start to sound darker. This is a fantastic sound for rock and metal. Something like classic metalcore comes to mind. Or someone like Aaron Marshall. Or even the guys from Periphery. This is a dark enough sound to work in metal, but it can also be very melodic as well. Aeolian works well outside of rock and metal too. Movie soundtracks use this a lot. I think the classic example is like the original Halloween soundtrack. And of course, lots and lots of music in different genres can be in minor keys. Let's build some Aeolian chord progressions. Here are the 7 diatonic triads that come from C Aeolian. We have C minor, D diminished, E flat, F minor, G minor, A flat, and B flat. A very common Aeolian chord progression is 1 to 6. In this case, that would be C minor to A flat. And I can extend these two, C minor 7, A flat major 7. Or how about C minor 9 to A flat major 7 sharp 11. Another great Aeolian progression is 1 to 4, C minor to F minor. A little bit of a darker version of the 1 to 6. One of the most common pop chord progressions is 1, 6, 3, 7, which would be C minor, A flat, E flat, B flat. This has a little bit less of that modal sound, but it's still technically from Aeolian. I could also do 1, 6, 7, which would be like C minor, A flat, B flat, or 1, 4, 5, C minor, F minor, G minor. If you're wanting to write something in Aeolian, riffs are always a great place to start, especially if you emphasize that flat 6. I'm just kind of pedaling off an open string there. And anything with that typical minor sound, if you want that, Aeolian is a good mode to go for. Here are a few examples of Aeolian in my own music. This long interlude in the A Sense of Gravity song, I Recreant, does the 1 to 6 chord vamp with an electric guitar playing the root note on top. I actually really like the dark melancholy vibe of Aeolian for these softer ballads. The beginning of this 7/4 ballad from my 10 odd meters you need to know lesson has this Aeolian sound as well. The first verse of my song Reignition is mostly in D Aeolian, though I mix a few different minor sounds together here. The bridge and solo section of my song Unbalanced Tranquility is in D Aeolian, with just a touch of Dorian on the very last chord. The first half of the main riff in this song is also completely using Aeolian. Another blend of Aeolian and Dorian is the solo section from my song Deviation 2070. It's super common to mix these different minor modes together, and it's something I do quite often. Aeolian is a great mode, really useful in prog in a lot of different contexts, especially on the darker or heavier side. And of course, if you treat it like the natural minor scale, it's used in all kinds of music, a very important one to know. Hopefully some of these ideas can help you to start using the Aeolian mode more effectively. Next week, we'll be looking at the Phrygian mode, but if you enjoyed this lesson, subscribe, hit the bell notification, like, comment, share, and I'll see you all next week. Till then, stay proggy.